far as I'm concerned, the Earth is flat.
This is Feed Your Mind. And so there's this podcast, and it sounds like this podcast was conducted sometime in 2023. And this is the first time I'm hearing of it, and I'm not so sure about this information because these days you never know if it's AI or sound alike or anybody that's trying to sound like William Shatner. But William Shatner was on this podcast, and he has some very interesting things to say about his journey to outer space when he did that space trip like Katy Perry did. So look, basically with that space trip, we already know that they're just going up and then down. It's not really like they're going to outer space. It's just possibly a high altitude trip, but it's more reasonable to believe they might not even be on that rocket because, well, William Shatner basically was saying that it's very dangerous to think of being on a rocket filled with hydrogen.
What was the hardest part on that journey when you went to space in 2021? What was the toughest part about it?
Well, they fuel the rocket with hydrogen. And I have, and I'm sure almost everybody, have seen innumerable times the film on the Hindenburg tragedy, burning, the humanity of it all, people running. Have you seen the Zeppelin burning?
I've seen footage of it, but not with my own naked eye.
So you've seen this burning 300-foot vehicle and the people running away and the announcer being hysterical. Well, I've seen that innumerable times. You know what's burning?
The hydrogen?
Hydrogen. The hydrogen in the lighter-than-air craft is burning. And that's what's in the rocket that I'm sitting on top of. Made me very nervous.
So, yeah, he said, well, he's saying he went up there and he was on this hydrogen-filled rocket. And it was very unsettling to him to be on that rocket, and it made him very nervous. So this is why people have been skeptical about a lot of these claims that they're going to outer space, even with Katy Perry and all them, because how could you think that they would risk the lives of these celebrities on a rocket filled with hydrogen? It's most likely they wouldn't want to take that liability for anything wrong to happen. So I told you on my Katy Perry video that it reminded me of the Challenger incident. Well, look, I can't really get into the details about that, but I have a video in my members section that covers all the details about that Challenger incident, because if something goes wrong where you have celebrities on a rocket allegedly, and then if something happens to that rocket in the sky, like we saw happen sometimes with the SpaceX rockets, they might just explode. And look, if something like that happens with a celebrity said to be on board, they're gonna be forced to make them disappear, where they're not gonna be allowed back into public anymore because they'll be under some type of secret identity program if everyone thinks they saw a rocket explode that had celebrities on it. So look, William Shatner is claiming he was actually on the rocket. That's up for debate. Either way, it's a very risky idea to jump onto a rocket, and like he said, it just made him very nervous, and it's a very dangerous idea to go up that high if that's what they're even doing. So going up 60 miles tops is not really that impressive, and I doubt they're even going that high. They're saying that's the Kármán line, where you're technically in the outer space somewhere between 60 and 70 miles. And I would suspect if they actually are riding on a rocket, I doubt they're even going that high. They're probably going somewhere around maybe 30 miles or 40 miles high, I would guess, at the max. But we know from this channel that there's the firmament above a hard barrier, and it could be a toroidal field. Either way, you can't get through it, and that's why there's all this sketchy stuff when it comes to outer space. It's because at a certain distance, it doesn't seem like you can go any higher. And so, look, William Shatner went on to be asked a question about what shape the Earth was. So the interviewer was questioning what William Shatner saw when he looked out the window. He was saying there's a lot of talk about flat Earth going around. So he's saying, since you went up to outer space, can you tell us and share with us what shape the earth is to put this to rest? And William Shatner said that he believes that, well, from what he saw out the window, he saw a flatness, and basically he resembled it to like a pancake or something, where he didn't see any evidence of a globe earth when he looked out the window.
And can you confirm that the earth is round? Because there's been a lot of talk that the earth is flat. Are you able to tell that from space?
No, I have not seen complete proof that the earth is round. There is a pancake store near me that makes very flat pancakes. You can put stuff, jam, honey on the pancake. It's flat. It does not look unlike when I look out the window and see the flatness of the earth. You can't tell me that it's round with any great proof, other than somebody said, oh, I went around it. Well, that's their journey. My journey is, as far as I'm concerned, the earth is flat.
Interesting. If you want to hear more great stories with our guest, William Shatner, go to williamshatnertour.com.
He didn't see a sphere. That's the thing. When you go up that high, according to even people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, you're not going to see the shape of the earth from that distance. So this is the issue with the globe earth theory, is that no one's actually really confirmed or claimed to have seen a globe earth, because any reports about a globe earth is very sketchy and doesn't sound like we can even get high enough to see it. So no one can really see a globe earth, no matter even if you're on the ISS, because from the pictures we see, it looks like a fisheye lens. So you're seeing a false curvature from any footage that we've seen that is supposedly taken from high altitude. So there's no evidence of a globe earth. Nobody can really claim that they've seen a globe earth. And the pictures we already talked about in all my previous videos, all the pictures are not real. And there's all types of things that you can identify to prove that. So even NASA themselves explain how they generate these images of the globe earth by using computer software and CGI. So yeah, there's no evidence of a globe earth. There's no way to confirm a globe earth, and so the things that they try to use to confirm a globe earth doesn't actually confirm it. So look, William Shatner in this interview had said that the earth was flat as far as he's concerned. So this is very interesting to hear this coming from William Shatner, the guy from Star Trek and all these space movies, and to hear him explain how the earth is flat. This is just ironic, and it's very interesting. So yeah, I'd like to see if there's a way to verify this podcast, because at this point I just posted it so you guys can try to figure out what you can find out about this podcast. Like I said, it sounds like it was conducted around 2023, and it's the first I was hearing from it, so I wanted to share it with you all out there and see what you think about it. So look, let's get over 500 likes on this video. Also, if you can support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online by becoming a YouTube member or a monthly Patreon. Also got a thank you button where you can do that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please follow me on social media. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.